Howdy. Some time ago, a year or something, I made at least two videos. There might be more, where I've been pondering the thought or pondering upon things of atmospheres in our solar system. There is one video, imagine atmospheres igniting. And that's solar system scope and my very beautiful drawings on top of that. And that's all based, or like just the continuing thought of this, basically on Dave Talbot's Saturn myth, the golden age, when we have been within the sphere of Saturn as we are now in the sphere of the sun. And it was the purple age. There wasn't any, not really night or day, it was always about the same light, day and night, so it was the golden age. Things were growing and all this good things happened. And once upon a time, things changed. And Saturn is just nowadays small spot somewhere. And I have been thinking about this. What if this happens again? There is more energy coming in from our galaxy, from the universe, in our solar system. And it will affect all the planetary bodies and the sun itself. And we have plenty of evidence that something is going on with the planets. You probably have noticed. Also on Earth, hurricanes, droughts, floods, quakes, volcanoes, and so on. And also a little bit society, societal changes, probably. And it would be very interesting to know how much energy it would need, how much it would need in order to charge the planets up, since gravity is just the side effect of the electromagnetic environment. If the charge increases, so the attractive or the repellent forces are increasing too. And we can assume that gravity is the attracting force, since gravity just works in one direction. It's also not shieldable and it's instantaneous. But it's tied to charge. If the charge doesn't change, the gravity potential won't change either. So there must be more energy coming in, or less energy coming in into the system, into the electrical circuits, in order to have an effect on the gravitational effects. But anyway, that's a screenshot from another video. Here in the middle, there is Saturn, as you see it now, and I just painted it bigger. Imagining how it probably would look if the whole atmosphere would firstly expand, and secondly, even ignite, as we have the sun's atmosphere. It is ignited, since there is enough energy coming in that it ignited. And it probably once then will shut off if there's not enough energy anymore coming in. And Saturn and some others, they are gas giants, quite much like the sun. And this video, it's very short. I don't know if I even talk something there. I don't know. I usually don't watch my videos because I hate to hear myself talking. 1 year ago, and there is so much going on. And since it seems really that we are at a very special place in time, on the transition from the age of Pisces, and that's the bigger cycle, the big year, and all those green dots are potentially civilization ending catastrophic events, and we are here where we already have three of them. On the other side of the wheel, 12,000 years approximately from now, there are already a few more. And here there is just one. So it seems that on this side and on this other side, there is more stuff going on. Is there? There is. September 23rd. That's a week old or something. Planetary scale heat wave discovered on Jupiter's atmosphere. 700 degrees. 700 degrees. An unexpected heat wave of 700 degrees Celsius extending 130,000 kilometers, 10 Earth diameters in Jupiter's atmosphere has been discovered. James Zodongu of the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, has presented the results this week at the Europlanet Science Congress APSC 2022 in Granada. Jupiter's atmosphere, famous for its characteristic multicolored vortices, is also unexpectedly hot. In fact, it is hundreds of degrees hotter than models predict, which has to make us to ask, are their models correct? Probably not. As you can obviously see here, due to its orbital distance millions of kilometers from the Sun, the giant planet receives under 4% of the amount of sunlight compared to Earth. And its upper atmosphere should theoretically be a frigid minus 70 degrees Celsius. Frigid. Instead, its cloud tops are measured everywhere at over 400 degrees Celsius. Last year, we produced and presented at the EPSC 2021 the first maps of Jupiter's upper atmosphere capable of identifying the dominant heat sources, said Dr. O'Donoghue. Thanks to these maps, we demonstrated that Jupiter's auroras were a possible mechanism that could explain these temperatures, just like the Earth. Jupiter experiences auroras around its poles as an effect of the solar wind. However, while Earth's auroras are transient and only occur when the solar activity is intense, auroras at Jupiter are permanent and have variable intensity. The powerful auroras can heat the region around the poles to over 700 degrees Celsius, and global winds can redistribute the heat globally around Jupiter. Looking more deeply through their data, Dr. Donog and his team discovered a spectacular heat wave just below the northern aurora and found that it was traveling towards the equator at a speed of thousands of kilometers per hour. The heat wave was probably triggered by a pulse of enhanced solar wind plasma impacting Jupiter's magnetic field, which boosted auroral heating and forced hot gases to expand and spill out towards the equator. While the auroras continuously deliver heat to the rest of the planet, these heat wave events represent an additional significant energy source. Added Dr. O'Donoghue. These findings add to our knowledge of Jupiter's upper atmosphere, weather and climate are a great help in trying to solve the energy crisis problem that plagues research into the giant planets. Yeah, probably because their whole system is wrong. They will never figure out what's going on in a gravity based paradigm. What else? Hubble spots auroras on Uranus. Jupiter's. I tried to find somewhere a page where they would talk about how much the actual atmosphere expanded through the event. Now I clicked accidentally once too many times. Exciting discovery of the heat of. This doesn't really work. Maybe now. So much stuff here on the screen. The scientists discovered that the wave of heating appears to stretch from Jupiter's auroral region near the planet's north pole to its equator and the center. Hmm. That's basically the same text we already read. Variable intensity, toxic last year reproduced. That's exactly the same text. So there's just one person who wrote a text and they just printed in all the papers or news agencies. The planetary bodies of our solar system are connected through Birkeland currents and resulting magnetic fields in plasma. If you would stand underneath a Birkeland current, it would be constructed, let's say, like that, out of these things. In the center, we would get iron, silicon, magnesium. Then carbon and sulfur, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and then helium, where it's the hottest. And these things have been seen, and that's from Google Earth. That's from Albania, I think. I found it when I was there, searching on Google Earth for stuff. And that's probably a Birkeland current, and here we have the diachron instabilities around it, which usually are 6 in number. And that's a plasma. So ancient people knew about plasma. These have been they have been depicted in many ways. For example, on a cookie jar, Birkeland currents. The cosmic thunderbolt. For those who have ever seen a unicorn, you will recognize a unicorn's horn has exactly these features. So a unicorn is a dragon too. And what they can do are amazing things. That's a picture from the plasma rock site I have been searching for so long. Now I accidentally found it. Here on this left side you have centimeters, 10 centimeters. So that's a rather small place in general. But you will find amazing stuff there. Craters, molten metal, and there is layering. We have tetrahedrons. There are many more if you would watch closer, but and there is stuff which seems to be like welded. There's another one here. This really looks like it would have been welded. And then we have also some quartz which seems to be iron containing, but there is not really oxide there visible anywhere. So the question just remains, if there is so radical atmospheric changes going on in our solar system already, and obviously also here in Finland we have signs of ancient lightning bolts, which quite likely created these rocks. We would need heat and pressure, supersonic winds in order to create these features. There is like metal on top of the rock, which is rather interesting. So we are living in interesting times, and we have to keep our eyes open. I still wait for some quake in Europe. It has been surprisingly silent in the recent 2 or 3 days. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. But somehow it feels that there would have been some tension building up in the last few days or weeks already. We had this little swarm in Strasbourg some time ago, and it might travel northwards from there. But we have to wait and see. The sun is very active. Yeah, interesting times. But I think I leave it here. Thanks.